What's up? What's up, everybody? We're back again with another Listen to DP episode. Everybody's been talking about Nick Saban retiring. I've been talking. People who've never played for Bama have been talking. People who've never played football have been talking. So I decided I wanted to get on with somebody that has played for Saban, who played for Alabama, who was recruited by Saban. Jared was recruited by Nick Saban straight out of high school. He played you were there for 5 years, right? Because you redshirt.
Four.
Four? Okay, four. So did 4 years at Bama. Like I said, I trained Jared, so I sit down in the living room when Saban pulled up, and I seen the way that he talked to him and everything. So let's just go quickly. It don't have to be long. Explain why you picked on Alabama.
Really just picked Alabama because, man, it was just a place where I knew that I'm gonna have to compete and work hard to, get on the field. And, when you do that, you become the best player, the best version of yourself. Like, I just didn't want to be a big fish in a small pond where I'm that guy, but I didn't really go and then like this isn't really challenging. Or you can be a big fish in a big pond where everywhere you go is big fishes.
Facts.
So when you conquer, it means a little bit more.
Facts. Because
So
it was you had OU Bama. You had committed to Oregon, and then decommitted, and then came down to OU and Alabama. I know the Big 12 wasn't as good as the SEC then. It's still not, but it was a lot of passing going on in the Big 12. And I know you talked about you can't be a safety, which you came in as the number 7 corner, but eventually moved to safety. But you can't be a defender, period, and then beat on your chest after giving up 40, 50 points a game, right? It's a
yeah,
little tougher on your draft stock, right?
yeah, it don't look good out there when you went to I don't know, let's say a Big 12 school and y'all are notorious known for getting 50 put up on y'all. Pretty much every game is 50. If I'm a scout, I'm gonna look at that. I don't care what your measurables may be. Okay, so what you got? 5 interceptions. Well, they threw the ball at your way 35 times a game. You was giving up.
Bound to get something.
You see
Bad
what I'm
throw or
saying? Like, it
two.
don't even make sense.
Yeah.
Unrealistic routes, unrealistic patterns. It don't even make pass rush. At the end of the day, if you play safety and they put up 59 points in a game, you can argue that at safety you gave up 59 points in a game. You can definitely argue that.
Hey, you the last man. Stop something. Stop
You
somebody.
got to stop something.
Yeah. So we'll get into it. Nick Saban just retired and shocked the whole football world, the whole world, really. What does that mean to you as a former Alabama player? Like when you saw that, like what was the first thing you thought?
Yeah, so the first thing I thought, I was like, man, it's been a great run. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think that's the first thing I tweeted out because to do what he's done at the level that he's done for as long as he's done it, for that consistency, even before the Alabama days, you got the LSU days, and then you got the Michigan State, and then the Brown. Like that man has accomplished a lot of stuff and consistently had this winning formula for success. Is something that a lot of people can't do. It's hard for people to even be successful consistently day to day, waking up at a certain amount of time. And you tell me you've done that same thing for this long.
Yeah.
Is that's like, to me, that's a great person. Even before anything, that's a great man. So the fact that he's been able to do this for so long is it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I start reading. I guess when I start seeing some of the reports of why it seems like he's leaving with the new climate of college football and all.
NIL, the portal. Do you believe that has a lot to do with it?
I mean, if the reports are true, I definitely can see why. Because it's a different added level of stress.
Yeah.
It's probably a different level of entitlement within the kids. I know recruiting strategies have probably changed, and then I know if back then parents or kids, would be asking for things. If they did those things, you would hear stories, even like, let's say, the 80s, the 70s, that people were getting stuff on the side. It was different when a parent would have to come on the side and be shady.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
well, I'm gonna step in and say a lot of people say it couldn't have been NIL because Bama. Hold on, let me put the hood on for this. Because they said Bama was getting NIL before NIL exists.
See, but something like that is where I say, boom, that's an allegation, or that's a for you to do something like that, you would have to step into a shady role.
Yeah.
Now you literally can sit here and be like, my
And
kid is
it's
not coming.
everybody, and it's a requirement.
It's like now I can literally sit here and be like, hey, look, I'm not coming unless I'm getting this period.
And they're leaving out for it.
And then you can still leave out. So there's nothing that makes it's like there's no genuine. To me, it takes away some of the genuine because at the end of the day, for you to turn shiesty back in the day and want to get some extra stuff, you would have to have the courage, the guts,
Yeah.
you feel me, to come out and do it and do these things. Now it's
It's a
literally like
requirement. Everybody
now
like it.
everybody doing it. Hey, you're not finna tell my kid. Everybody doing it.
You was
Everybody
scared. It
doing it.
was scary back in the day. If I asked, will somebody find out? Will I become ineligible? Will they pull the scholarship?
Come on
Because
now.
now it's just like, no, that's a requirement
It's a
to get
requirement.
a 1 star or a 5 star.
A
I
five.
need something.
I need something. So now you telling me Coach Saban after all these years and having a way. Now the way has changed, and what you can't say he didn't try
Yeah, he
because he
tried.
did. He did a couple of
He
years
got
with
boys
it.
NIL. He went
Mm-hmm.
into the portal when he needed to, and they were still a winning
A
program.
winning program.
I think he would have stayed if he would have been probably 5 to 8 years younger. Like I'm
Yeah.
72, bro. Like I can't keep chasing y'all around. Like it ain't even just NIL and portal. I think once you've been doing it for so long and it just drastic change hits immediately because teachers jump out of teaching for the same thing. Like the state will do something. It's like, bro, like this is just too much for me.
It's too much. And then I know that drastic change with the NIL and the board on all these things, that drastic change has left drastic ripple effects in how kids listen to coaching, how kids take coaching, how you can criticize kids, what you can say to kids.
You say something crazy to me, I'm out of here.
Because you gave this hype.
You didn't want to sit out, right? You would have to sit out or go down. So Saban was ripping in the guys back in the day. You seen that softer side because he know boys will leave and go play at Georgia next year.
Next year. Take the money, take all the resources that you just put in all the time, and will leave.
Yeah.
You want to tell this kid like me, like I'm not playing. Yeah, I went to Alabama and I wanted to compete and all, but at the end of the day, I can sit here and say, when I get there, I didn't really expect Minka Fitzpatrick, Eddie Jackson, blah, 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 Levi Wallace, man. AJ McKinney, you feel me? You don't expect these things, but even when you get there, I can understand my freshman year when I really sat down and looked at it, and I'm looking at practice, and I'm looking at Calvin Ridley, and I'm looking at these dudes.
Judy, Ruggs.
D-line and O-line.
Was Smitty there when you was there?
Yeah, but man, I had all these kids, but especially like my freshman year, I get in there as Reuben Foster, Deron Payne, man, and it's O lineman that's in the first. It's running backs, Bo Scarborough. So this level of physicality that I'm looking at as a freshman, like, yeah, I want to be out there doing, man. I feel like I can. But realistically, looking at it, man, it's Minka Fitzpatrick. It's boys out here. It's dogs out here.
Yeah.
And so when you get to Alabama as a freshman now, and I feel like a lot of kids, even just outside of Alabama, you get there, you gave this kid some money, and you essentially telling this kid, I feel like you're worth X so amount from what you've done. And a lot of kids don't know how to sit here and say, well, this is a projection that they see in me. A lot of kids say, this is the money they gave me. This is what I do. This is what I can bring to the table. Boom. This is me. So when you get to college and you got somebody telling you, no, you can't run a post like this, somebody gonna lock you up. Your initial reaction is gonna be, well, you gave me $100,000
to do what I was doing.
To do what I was doing. So why do I have to change now? So I can see how something like that would upset Coach Saban.
Yeah.
Especially with a coach like him. Where
he's hands-on with it.
He hands-on. He gonna cuss you out. He gonna tell you you look trash. He gonna do what needs to be done for you to reach your potential.
Yeah.
But when you so sensitive and you feel entitled and why should I? Why would I? You told me I was worth, so why should I? You get into a lot of entitlement within, I feel like, kids nowadays. And he said it a couple years ago, this is going to hurt the development of the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like it is, even just being in the league, I see more kids coming up And even when I go train with some kids and stuff like that, it really ain't the same. Like, of course, the skill level has rose, but that's like the
That's
natural
just because the
evolution
evolution of, but the that's the evolution of the human, right? From the
of
80s to the
human.
90s. But the love has drastically dropped. The
Hmm.
attention span has dropped.
The attention span, the attention to detail, like the real understanding of why am I placing my hands like this to strike as hard as I can. A lot of the physicality, the mental side of messing somebody up, and when I like everything that goes into a form technique, a lot of them don't understand because they just see the skill of it. They don't really, it doesn't really matter that much. I just know I can put my hands like this and I can make a tackle.
Yeah, and you talked about Saban, not being able to do what he used to. Give me one of the times, funniest stories that you can think of when Saban ripped into somebody. I tell people Mangino stories all the time. What's
Hmm.
one of the times where you was like, bruh, like Buddy ain't playing out here? When you got up there and the first time you seen him go off on somebody, what was that time that he was like, yeah, I got to get right because I don't want that to happen. That's embarrassing.
Hmm. Yeah. Man, I got too many. I got endless stories.
Yeah, I think as a college athlete, we all could literally probably go for 3 days straight telling
Three
stories
days.
about coaches going crazy.
I can I can give, I know one, Tony Brown, my dog TB.
Yep, I remember him, DB.
TB, I remember so before we go fly out, before we fly out Friday before the game or something like that, we do like a last minute walkthrough. And you're supposed to have, your shirt tucked, shirt's gotta be tucked,
Yeah,
shoes gotta be tied,
yeah,
gotta have on the white socks, real clean cooking. You can't talk. Can't talk,
yeah,
period. Boom.
yeah.
There is no talking. As soon as you get on this field, there's no talking. We only doing football. Boom. I remember we out there chilling. I'm out there. Tony walk up and he is fixing his gear. And it probably ain't even bad. I mean, like, he got his shoes on, but they not tied. And he like putting on his jersey, but he got an undershirt on. So,
Yeah.
he trying to fix.
You good? You can you hear me? Let's see if we can get Jared back in here. Hold on, hold on. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Bear with us real quick. Bear with us. At stage.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you back. You good.
Yeah, somebody had FaceTime. But yeah, so Tony, he came outside. He got baggy shorts on, his shoes that wasn't tied,
Fixing the
undershirt,
jersey up,
fixing the
undershirt.
jersey, undershirt, and Coach Saban just so happened to look down because he was coming out of the tunnel. And I just remember, Tony Brown, what the hell? Napping, and then Coach Saban keep an assistant bomb. He gonna be
Yeah,
an assistant problem the whole time. And he's like, Tony Brown, look at Tony. Tony Brown, what the hell? And he's throwing, he cussing, and then not only that, he got on the coaches was like, "How the hell do y'all let him get out here like this?"
now
What?
everybody in trouble. Like y'all was supposed to tie his shoes up. Like, bro, he know what he's supposed to do. He hit you
Like
up. They
what?
hit him with the drum line. But everybody is that not their roommate's mama. Everybody, yeah.
Everybody got it, and I'm like, man, bro, I'm never coming out here untucked, nothing. I stop at the because before you get on the field, you got to go through the indoor. So if
Yeah.
I'm going through the indoor, well, I'm stopping right here at this
Popping at that
gate,
door.
right here. I'm tying these shoes. Especially, bro, he'll get you if them shoes ain't tied. If he look down, no matter who you are, shoes ain't tied, well, he'll throw you out the walkthrough.
Yeah.
Can't come in here.
Yeah. Well, what about you? Did he ever get you? Was there ever a
Oh
time
yeah,
where of course he's gonna get on you to correct you, but was there ever just a time where you was just like, bro, you
yeah.
homie
I
just
remember
get
my
on me?
my freshman year, playing corner, cover two corner. They run
Yep.
tossing to the boundary or something.
Yeah.
You gonna get an old lineman pulling.
Yeah.
High school, I was taught lineman coming at you, you hit his outside knee,
Yep.
take that leg out, he gonna kick the running back,
Yep.
or he's gonna create a pile up.
Yep.
At Alabama, you don't do that. That's
Yeah.
soft. You go near leg, near shoulder. You're gonna take on this lineman head up. You put your inside pad, take half his surface area, knock him in the hole so that way if the ball bounce outside,
You
they
gonna
can
make the
push
play.
off and make the tackle. If the ball go inside, you can spin off and you get a
Yeah, we
punch
worked
out.
on. Yeah, we worked on that
Hmm.
spin off and yeah,
You can
that
get a
was
punch
cold.
out.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
you got both of them options. But you can't do that taking somebody's legs out because y'all dead and then it's just a dead pile.
Yeah.
Like you done wasted yourself. You can't help no more. So I remember Cam Robinson, left tackle with the Jaguars.
Big Cam, yo.
He pulling into that boundary. Just Bo Scarborough right behind him. Man, I took out Cam Robinson's knee so quick. And I'm a freshman too.
And you got Big Cam and Big Bo Scarborough.
Come on now. I'm wet out here behind the ears, coach.
Facts. Facts. I'm doing what my coach taught me, and many other coaches teach this. So it ain't like I was doing something off key. Like this is what we know in football. Create the power with the line.
Man, what? I'm telling you, I hit them boy. I hit his leg. Ball went up and around me. Coach Saban say, threw his hat. Hit right in front of my feet. He say, "What the hell? We don't do that soft ass shit here. Boom, 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 boom. Da 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 da. That if you want to play here, you'll never play here if you hit dudes like that. We don't do that here. Da 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 da." Man, I'm like, bro, it's a football play.
Facts.
I'm trying out here, coach.
Yeah.
He ain't here, and he didn't lie. Until I learned how to do that technique, I did not play.
And
It
that's
took
the
me
thing about it, man. You're at a school that forces you to get better. Some coaches will say that, and you got to play it. Remember,
you got to play
Deion
them
talked
because of
about
how good they
Kamani.
are. You see what I'm saying? You got
Yeah,
to play them for how.
Kamani had that with Deion. And he's like, he got to study this, that, and that. But that same week, he went out there and played versus USC when they started getting torched. At Bama, we don't. If I tell you ain't going to play till you do this, you ain't going to
You
play. In
not
Colorado,
playing.
they didn't have the depth to do that. And they had to throw him in there.
It's not. They not playing with you. If Coach Saban said, "I need you to do this," or you will not play. Tell me you will not play, and that is what hurts today. I feel like because you can't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Because back then at least it's just on the talent perspective. Now, well, if I didn't pay this kid this and I paid and this the entitlement that comes with that. Now, if I tell you you're not going to play until you get this technique right, now this kid is going to be so butthurt he don't even see that man. This technique is actually better for me. If I do this, I will actually increase my value. No, what you are telling me, my value is worth this much. You're now attacking what I have going on. I'm about to leave and go somewhere that will allow me to do
Just
this,
be me and
do
not
this
get
thing,
better.
and not get better. So that's what it is, and that's where college football is left at, and that's why even Coach Saban said something like this will hurt the development of the game, and I see it. Some kids out here, it seems like you. If I was to go tell them something, they wouldn't hear it.
Facts.
And unless they seen it and went out there and did it, and it has to work the first or the second time. Lord knows they don't
there
want
ain't no
to.
working
Lord,
towards it and progressing and getting better.
if they don't get the immediate result when it happened, they're gonna trash it, and then they'll look at you crazy.
Yeah.
They don't want to listen
I
to you
believe
no
that.
more.
100% as a
So
trainer, I see it the same way. I remember when I would tell you do this, do that. Y'all did it. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all was out there with Chris Harris Jr., Terrell Brown, Quentin Dempsey. I had y'all boys with 10 NFL DBs. And when they told you, I told you, it was switched. Nowadays, you tell the kid the same thing and they don't want to listen. You'll show them film. You do this, like, bro, why are you not? But you got the stars, you got the huddle, you got the Twitter, you got all this different stuff. So they think what I'm doing obviously works at this level, so y'all can't tell me nothing. Then those same kids get to either the college level or the pro level, and then they crash and burn, and then they want to be like, hey, coach, can you help me? I've been trying to help you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it comes down to. Been trying to help, you didn't want to listen, and now you're at this point where you want to see the outcomes, you want to see the results, but the choices that you made way when, them choices that you didn't see, them choices that people was trying to sit here and tell you this what needed to be corrected, but that you didn't do. You just didn't do it because you thought I should be allowed to be unapologetically me. My talent has gotten me this far. And it's crazy because you go at all levels. You could have been the best middle school player, you go to high school. You could be the
Yep.
best high school players, go to college. You can be the best college player, go to the league. You could have snapped your rookie contract, you don't snap your second.
Yeah.
It's so much, it's so many variables. But at that point where I feel like, which Coach Saban did a great thing, is to that moment where you feel like you know everything and you don't want to listen to nuances. You don't listen. You're not out here trying to figure out anything new and learn new things. And like I used to tell people, man, I love when, I'm at a team like the Eagles and you got Darius Slay there. Man, I'm trying to talk to dude the
And one
same
thing
way.
before you going, not to cut you off, he's not just saying this. Like when he came back this offseason and we trained, he said, DP, this is what Slade taught me and told me I needed to do. I'm going to work on these specific things in the offseason because obviously his name is Big Play Slade for a reason.
A reason.
Right? And regardless of what you think about what he did this year, last year, or his career, he's made a lot of money. He's made a lot of plays. And a guy like you know, if I want to make him a lot of money and a lot of plays, I need to listen to guys like that. So not to, like I said, didn't want to cut you off, but that's facts. This man literally came back with a set of drills and expectations that Slade gave him to work on in the offseason.
Yeah, man, because something like that, you gotta hone in. You don't know the next time you will ever be around somebody like that.
Facts.
And the same way it goes for him, the same way that year two, year three, and his rookies and stuff coming in, I'm listening to them too. The scheme you ran in college, the way you kind of play these things, the way you kind of move. I'm asking you questions about yourself. I don't care, because I can learn something from you. Even if I say, man, that's something I wouldn't do. I have now learned the skill of something that I would not do.
Facts.
And it's just some of that stuff people don't understand. But Coach Saban definitely understood that, and that's why every year he was able to stay that dude. You see a
Facts.
lot of
So
these coaches
long,
out
bro.
here. A lot of these coaches out here, they get stuck in their ways. They don't improve the scheme, improve the system. They no longer talk about it's the system that's not working, it's the players. I feel like any coach, you get to that point where you feel like it's the players and you don't have enough talent to win or to do something, you can't coach.
I think that was what happened with Belichick.
I think it
Like,
is too. It's stagnant.
he never was willing to change. Saban didn't like when it became that hurry up, but he got it. And he changed with it. He didn't want to do all the throwing. He changed to it. He didn't want to do the NIL. He changed to it.
Changed to it.
I remember y'all boys, black cleats, no sweat. Hey, Bama boys go out there.
Hey, by my senior year,
we gotta get it. Like, we gotta get the facilities. He always changed to what the environment was.
And that's something a lot of people can't do. But you change, and it's still based on consistency, and it's still results based. But it's how can you know what you changing to or changing for if I'm changing what I'm doing all the time? Nah, Coach Saban was a man, I can tell you did the same things. So when you decide to change and change the result, you can really look at what you're doing and say, okay, well, I strategically messed up at these points instead of changing because every time you didn't get what you wanted, you changed something to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. That's why we was talking about these kids. You tell them one thing, if it don't work right then and there, they're gonna change the whole structure. If it don't work again, they're gonna change the whole structure. And then at some point they're gonna say, you know what, it don't work.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what, this is the change for the outcome, but I need to find consistency in what I'm doing so I can pinpoint what it is that needs to be done.
Thanks. Question for you. A lot of people, you talked about the development and what y'all had of consistency in the way y'all worked at Bama. A lot of people say Saban ran the ship at Bama like an NFL program, and that a lot of people say, man, a lot of the Bama guys seem to be beat up going into the league because how hard y'all work at Bama. Right? One, you just got to work hard to get on the field. Do you think y'all were overworked at Bama by Saban and the strength staff before y'all got in the league because of how hard y'all had to go consistently, or do you think that was just part of the normal grind?
You can say it's overwork. You can go overwork. You can go overwork because, but then again, you can say overwork because some of the things is hard. Like you said, a lot of injuries do happen, but that toughness it does pay off. Even outside of football, it does make you a tougher man.
100%.
So it goes kind of like some of them 110s, we ain't had to do them like that. The curves and the workout, some of them didn't have to be that hard. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some of the practices maybe not sure, but at the end of the day, though,
it
you
was a
respect
formula
the
to win.
toughness. Yeah, it was the formula to win because there'd be some games where you didn't expect the game to be that hard. We didn't play Missouri, and I think we supposed to kill Missouri, but shit, they got Drew Lock out there slinging it. You see what I'm saying? Real quick.
Yeah, put that backpack
You
on.
put that backpack on, you got Deshaun Watson. You feel me? It seemed like we finna win. It should be an easy last drive, but they went down and drove it. So
Facts.
it makes sense. But it is just going to be naturally hard because, like you said, it's not as you know, a Colorado State or like a Mountain West team or a Big. When you go to practice, I'm not going against practice against nobody that I went to practice. There was nobody that wasn't draft eligible or really a draftable prospect. Everybody I went to practice with was draftable prospects.
Yeah,
Even dudes that got 3 to 4. I know dudes that barely even played. Them boys was in camps on teams.
facts.
So everybody on the team is a draftable prospect. It's not. This isn't. I mean, even I don't know, Baylor or something where it might be a
Yeah.
couple of y'all. No,
Like, so for
everybody.
instance, at KU, you see my stuff behind me. Our front line guys were dogs. But after that, it's a huge. So, like, I tell everybody, like, when you look at Bama and Georgia and even at KU, our receivers might not be comparable to, like, said, the Judys. Y'all just had a run. But, like, now, the Bama receivers are, KU might have better receivers than those guys. You might have Ohio State, you might have Missouri. Most teams' front line guys in Power 5 are similar. Up, down,
Mm-hmm.
but with the difference between y'all and Georgia and Ohio State is y'all second and third guys
Second and
are
third.
better. Matter of fact, y'all third and fourth guys are better than our second guys at KU. And that's what makes
Mm-hmm.
Bama special and Georgia special is the depth that y'all have. Like you said, everybody is a draftable prospect. I had dudes at KU. I said, bro, how are you playing football? Not college football. How did you play high school football?
How did you get played for high school? I remember going to like my little brother games this year. Played QB at San Diego State. I'm looking at who he throwing the ball to, and I'm like, bro, dude wouldn't be. He couldn't even walk on that Bama. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude couldn't walk on that Bama. So it is crazy. But you said it when earlier. Was you there with Smitty and them boys? I was there when Smitty and them boys was the twos. It was Smitty was a 2, Henry Ruggs was a 2, maybe even 3. However we want to put it on the depth chart. Who was it? Smitty, Ruggs, Henry Ruggs, and Judy. I'm there when they complaining about them not getting touches as rookies or freshmen. They was upset with the touches they wasn't getting. So think about it. These kids nowadays are so ready to leave based on them not playing, getting on the field, stop development, bro. Judy and two of them boys wasn't even starting. And every day, bro, I'm telling you, it'll be times I'm leaving the facility. I done went up there, maybe did some extra work. Them boys is coming in at like 7 at night. Them boys finna do route. Still not starting.
Facts.
This is
Knowing that
Judy,
it's a
Tua,
process and it's a grind.
as freshmen. You got Jalen Hurts. That's right. That's starting right now.
Yeah.
You got Calvin Ridley that's starting right now. Cam Sims in the NFL starting right now. Robert Foster in the NFL starting right now. This was your starting group, and then you had Ridley in them. Man, me and Trayvon Diggs. We the 2 corners, 2-3 corners. We go out there, man. You may have just guarded Calvin, and then okay, 2's up. Here comes Smitty. Here come Ruggs. Here come, and then the following year, the next year, here come Waddle. So now what we doing? Mitchie. So now what we doing? When can you take a break? You can't take no breaks.
That's crazy. Like,
oh snap! I gotta go to this Pilates class.
But no, I appreciate it. Last thing, what if you could tell Coach Saban anything right now? What would you tell him? Quick 20 seconds.
If I tell Coach Saban anything right now, I tell him, man, I appreciate the the toughness that you brought out of me. Because when I was a kid, I was real naive. I was trying to live my way and really open me to the new level of thinking that is today. Like the way I think, the way I do things, a lot of that is really accredited to the things that he teaches in that organization, things that he does, because you're not coming out of that organization if you are entitled, if you feel like people owe you things, or if you feel like, trust me, you wouldn't be friends with Saban. You
Yeah,
don't make it out. You don't even become successful. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah, everything he taught, man, definitely helped me become the better man that I am today. So I would just thank him for that. You know, the cold shoulders he gave me, the cussing out, the whatever it took, he would do whatever it takes to make you the best version of yourself.
That's cold right there, man. Now we'll end on that, man. I appreciate you for your time, bro. Keep doing your thing. You already know we'll link up when you back this way.
Hmm.
Hey, you killed it, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem, G.
Yep.